Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's first topic, the Ravens' first preseason game is in the books. Now look, some people didn't watch or weren't involved in the live stream, but we did live stream the game. And what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about some of the pluses and negatives, because not everybody was there yesterday, so not everybody watched the game and stuff like that, about the Ravens and how, the bright spots and the low spots. And, watching the preseason game, I was just like, thank God, football is back. Hallelujah. Yeah. It was, bro, y'all really don't understand, man. And I had people in the chat. Shout out to the chat that was watching the live, supporting, donating 09. It was a great show. But the Ravens took care of business. That's first and foremost, they took care of business. And the way they took care of business is beating them 20-19, if I'm not mistaken. That's the Eagles I'm talking about. And the Eagles made some plays. The Eagles were ripping and shredding apart our corners. That was like the most, easiest thing to point out for our team's lack thereof. You know what I mean? Our pass coverage was very poor, and those guys were making play after play after play after play. Matter of fact, I'm even going to read you something. McKee, I think that's he played a quarter. He threw for 148 passing yards in a quarter. And pretty much because he kept going to T. Cleveland, who had 5 receptions for 68 yards for half of his passes. It's like, oh, going to you. And he was just routing dudes up or out jumping them, and it was bad to watch. Now, where we shined, and a lot of people did not cover this too much, was, to me, a lot of people was gonna see Keaton. No, to me, it was Snoop. Look, last year left such a bad taste in our mouth with Snoop because we were on the cusp of winning that game. We got it in the bag. Once he punches that in, the game's ours. We win. And we go up by more than you need 2 possessions to beat us. Time winding down, and he fumbles at the goal line. But so far in this offense, Snoop looked flawless. He looked comfortable. He looked focused. And he looked ready for battle. Make no mistake about this. That was probably the most eye-popping thing about this offense. And people's going to say Keaton, the running back, and stuff like that. No. Snoop was. Let me read something off to y'all real quick, because just y'all think that I'm joking. He threw for 88 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 for 11 from the field. That's what he did. He was on point. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's, he's just making a play with his legs and he finds somebody open and that's when he got his yards. No. These throws were timing, back shoulder, fades, in routes, digs, slants, comebacks, deep curls, 9 routes, bang routes. Bro, it was beautiful. He was just working the offense. The only reason we didn't see more of him because he got hurt. And that brings me to number 2 of the bad things. They said it's not too bad, hamstring thing, but we know how hamstring injuries are. I don't want any of our guys hurt. None. I want this to be one of the few training camps and preseason that we go into the regular season with no injuries. We can't afford them. A lot of people are acting like we can. We can't. We cannot. Don't lie to yourself. We cannot afford any injuries. Especially now with Bateman arriving back and stuff like that and him trying to ramp it up, and you got OBJ ramping up also. We need all hands on deck, every single one. And just, God forbid, if anything happens, you know what I mean? And let's say somebody has to sit, we have our backups that are ready to step in. And that's where Huntley comes in. Especially the last season of the game, of the season, we already know if we clench or let's say we're almost clenching, let's say we're tied, Harbaugh will sit as starters. He will. I'm telling y'all, if we were tied for first place and it was the last game of the season, he was like, look, bro, we can get hurt and go into the playoffs. He'll be like, look, wherever the he'll go into it and say something like, I don't want to risk it. Let's just sit these guys and then we'll go into wherever we fall. That's where we fall. You know what I mean? That's probably what he would do. Snoop playing the way he did alleviated some of my worry in the backup position because I lost all faith with and on him last season after what had happened with the play. And that brings back up to what everyone else was talking about, the running back, Keaton. Look, the guy looks explosive. He looks underratingly explosive. He was moving like a young Darren Sproles. And I truly do mean that he was moving like a young Darren Sproles. He was making people miss. He was good in the pass game, running game, blocking game, special teams game. He was, anytime he was on the field, he was just showing up. Like you could not deny him. He made sure that his presence was undeniable. So this puts some pressure on JK. Let me tell you something right now. Keaton, especially with the way that they're looking to use the running backs for this upcoming season, man, Keaton could be a weapon. But this is why I try to say or tell y'all about the receiving yards. Yesterday, y'all seen how many times they're using the running backs out of the backfield. They were lining up tight ends in the backfield to get them the ball. They were lining up Zay Flowers in the backfield to get them the ball. That's what they do. If you're in the backfield, it's a quick way to get you the ball in space and go make something happen. And they were using it multiple times in different formations. So this is why I think JK needs to get that stuff handled out quick, fast, and in a hurry, because the Ravens could just say, look, we're just going to go forward with Gus, Keaton, Justice, and what's his name? Let's tell you the truth. We're not going into the season with 5 running backs on this roster. We're not. Think about that real quick. We got J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, and what's his name that we got from Denver? It's 5. That's 5 running backs, bro. Usually we go into a season with 3. Keaton better make this team. See, this is what I'm saying, man. Justice makes it because of his special teams play, but that's what I was saying. And I'm pretty sure he just signed a new contract. So Justice he's going to be here. But will we keep 4 running backs? Would the Ravens be willing to cut one of their older ones like a Gus or a JK? I don't think they're cutting Gus. And I don't know what can happen with JK, but hey, you know. These are the things that go through my mind with the what's going on with these players and the management. Because there's no way, like I said before, like with the receivers, we have like 10 receivers on the roster. We're not going into the regular season with 10. There's like 4 of them that are not making this team. Most likely, and there's a strong possibility 6 of them don't even, or 5 of them don't make the team. They might just go in with 5. So these are the things I was looking at from yesterday's game. Look, we're the Ravens. We played solid enough to win, but there was a lot of like holes. Like the O-line to me played like trash. The cornerback room played like trash. The D-line was not getting consistent or any pressure at all. There was a part where in the first 2 quarters that he had to start dialing up blitzes because we were getting no pressure at all. None. And that was with Ojabo. Owe didn't play, but Ojabo didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. Ojabo looked slow. He looked very slow. So, you know, listen, y'all might not see it on my face, but I'm so excited. First preseason game out of the way. This upcoming week, we'll be going head-to-head with the Washington Commanders in practice. We're doing dual practices and stuff like that where, you know, it's 2 teams. And it's going to be a cool thing to see Monken and Bieniemy line up their offenses against each other. And both of them are implementing something new. So, you know, I'm going to love to watch and see the highlights from those scrimmages and stuff like that. But that's pretty much what's going on for this next week, man. There's only like 3 more weeks. We're back to football. And for anybody that wasn't watching, I'm letting y'all know this now. I'll be streaming every single Raven game. And on top of streaming, there's going to be times that we have different hosts hosting the show. We're going to have Whitetro and hosting the show sometimes. I don't know if you guys remember Whitetro. And then sometimes there's going to be a new guy whose name is Rostro. A Jamaican fella I met a while back. Cool dude. A little bit wild, but all in all, a great guy, and he loves soccer and he loves football, and you know, I think he loves Manchester City, or Manchester United. I'm sorry, and he like what's it called, the Ravens. So those are his two teams, and he's strong about those two. So yeah, so make sure you tune in for that stuff also, man. And for everyone that's been donating and helping the channel, thank you so much. We're growing. You know, I'm trying to give you all the best content as possible. Make sure too also to check out the Patreon. It's up. It's going 3 tiers. I'm telling y'all, it's worth it, and especially with the fantasy football and the Discord and stuff, it's going to be more than worth it for this upcoming season. But that's an episode of the Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. You know how we get down. We have fun and we laugh. But everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You know I like the comments. Just please be respectful, and we're good. And if you would like to donate to this channel, bottom of the screen on this side is the QR code. QR code's to a Cash App. Cash is located in the description of every video that we do, and the name of it is $, The Wunderkind Show. Easy. And also, like I said earlier, check out the Wunderkind Show's Patreon. It's also located in the main page. You want extra access, Discord, access to me, fantasy football, sweepstakes for free merch. That's how you do it. So give it a look and tell me what you think, all right? But once again, this is the Wunderkind Show. This is Joe Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.